What's good, everybody? I'm back in this thing, man. I'm in this thing again, man. A little earlier than expected. Well, I kept on having to push it back a little bit, actually. What's good, CP? I got CP in here already. Already in here, man. We're gonna go ahead and break this here debate down. We're gonna dive in as because you sent this to me. I appreciate you sending it to me. We're gonna see what's good with this whole thing. Seems that Rollo's trying to defend the vasectomy and whatnot. We got Taylor made in this thing. Caught alive, man. It's good out here. We caught alive. Let's go and get to it, though. See what these folks talking about.
Are you always online? Are you serious, bro? Yeah, Pearl show, everything. Would you debate Rollo? Of course I would. He would body you.
Whoa.
Okay, he would body you. All right.
Just sure. As long as his wife lets him do it,
Bro. That's what he just said this week.
Yeah, hit that thing with a 1.25. See what's good. We got a little buffering. Taylor May says Sneako and Destiny did their thing. We got Carlton Way, man. Shout out to Carlton Way, man.
He also debate me because he's too scared to come to Vegas and sit across the table for me. Offer has been open since November.
Damn. If he wants to debate me on somebody else's podcast, that's fine. But I'm not going to go and dig this guy up like fucking Lazarus from the underworld to resurrect his career. That's not my job.
He'll be here next week.
Okay, I'll be here.
We should do a roundtable. Okay, roundtable.
If he wants to, yeah.
And he should debate your ass. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's pull up Rollo Suite real quick because this has been a point of contention with Sneako. A lot of things. We got it right there. So this was a tweet, right? It goes, and this was from a week ago? About a week ago. So the quickest path to becoming a high value man. Number one, don't get married, avoid family creation, vasectomy in your 20s, live consistently, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play to your strengths, build wealth, resist easing up on your focus. And it's the quickest path to becoming a high value man. And I know that,
I think besides the vasectomy in your 20s, I think most of them are decent for a young guy, I would say. But that one point just makes everything else null and void. How do you guys feel about it?
Sneako had some point of contention, specifically with number 3, which is get a vasectomy in your 20s.
Can I just ask, why did he need 8 points? Did he get contracted to write all 8 of these? Because I see some people here. So number 2, avoid family creation. Number 3, vasectomy in your 20s. Couldn't that be collapsed into 1 point? Did he need 8? Did he feel stupid with 6 or 7? Or
okay,
I'm just curious.
I think he's clarifying it out. It's just 8 things. He could have put them together, I guess.
The best person to ask question to is Rollo directly.
That's true.
So we'll do it next week, probably.
So, yeah.
But this list is concise because, once again, he's just saying in general, faster way to get to that point.
Yeah.
What is high value man?
I think he means what he means in this context is being a guy that's desirable to women and being attractive to women, so that you'll be a marketable sexual partner.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Avoid family creation and get a vasectomy and be attracted to men.
No. It's because women, right? Again, I said it before. I'll say it again because you're here. So he gave the instructions to retard proof it, right? Because when you give advice, typically you have to appeal to the lowest common denominator. So there's guys out there, right, that could have been, I'm being honest here. There's guys out there that, could have played basketball back in the day, maybe football, whatever, and their career got smashed because they got a girl pregnant and they couldn't pursue what they want to do because they had to be a dad early.
True.
So what he's saying is, okay, this is how you mitigate risk so you could become a high guy. We're going to eliminate all the things that can fuck you up. Now, I want to make this very clear for some of y'all because some of you guys don't understand. I'm not saying I advocate for vasectomies or whatever. I don't have one. I've never gotten one. But what I am saying is that given the context of what he's tweeting for this specific situation, it makes sense because he's saying, hey, these are the ways so that you don't fuck yourself up to ensure that you're going to be successful. He's retard proofing it.
But that is a pretty retarded advice because you're saying do this so that you become more attractive to women. So what's even the point of having a relationship with a woman if you can't have kids with her? Then you're just having an empty relationship just to fuck her for your whole life. And
no, he's saying to become high value, which means you make the choice. Do I want to do that? So he's giving you the choice to do that. But once you become high
Myron just said that it's to become high value, to become attractive to a woman.
Yeah, that's what you choose.
I feel like we're 2 months away from tweets of give your bro the key to your cock chastity cage to make sure that you guys are fucking around without permission or whatever. I feel like we're don't you guys tweet all the time about how women are disgusting that are freezing their eggs at 20 and they're never gonna find out. Now you've got guys that go to sperm clinics here you go, I'm never gonna be able to impregnate my wife because there's a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery, but maybe in the future I can
laugh at girls who want to freeze their eggs all the time.
It's the same
but
shit.
Notice he has 2 points.
90% reversal rate.
Yeah, actually.
Well, depending on how quick it is. Wait, for vasectomies?
Yeah, so get it reversed and be able to actually
after 10 years it's 30 to 50%.
Yeah,
your 20s is 10 years. You're supposed to reverse it back within the 10 years.
Hold on, wait. So you're gonna get
10 years.
vasectomy at you're gonna get a vasectomy at 20, become high value by 23, and then get it reversed? What?
I'm gonna say 23. You're being extreme.
Well, he said your 20s. That's 10 years.
Yeah, but you can do it. But when you're 28, 29.
So 9 years. What is it? 45% chance of reversal, bro. You're not gonna have kids anymore.
You're sterilizing half your audience. That's wild to me.
Hold on. No, he had 2 points there. He said 1, avoid what? Family creation, and 3, vasectomy in 20s. You can choose what you want to do. Apply what you need to apply. He's just saying you can do either or.
Okay.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying, I'm worried that Rollo's kids aren't going to have any customers to hook to. Okay,
Here's
that's
the
what I'm worried
thing
about.
you guys are confusing it with. He's giving that those things are to mitigate fuck ups.
Yeah.
So that you get on your path to becoming higher status. That's to mitigate fuck ups. It's not about this is so you can have a bunch of kids and have a family. That's not the advice. The advice is this is how you mitigate fuck ups in your 20s so that you can become attractive. Now, again, like I said before, am I telling guys go out there and get a vasectomy? No. But he's giving these points because if you follow those things, it's gonna be very difficult for you to fuck your life up.
Here's a question on that list.
I don't think you needed a vasectomy to not fuck your life up. I think just strap up and pick the right girl, I guess, and just be responsible. I'd say. Let's go.
2 things, okay, about your dick, okay, about avoid family creation, get a vasectomy. Is there anything on the list about like just avoid women?
But
avoid temptation.
Hold on. We know as men, we want women no matter what. Whether we want to abstain or be monk mode, it doesn't matter. However, question for you guys on the panel. If you had a kid, be honest here, would you be where you're at right now?
Destiny had a kid at his early 20s.
Yeah.
No. Well, you did?
Yeah, he had a kid in his early 20s.
Okay.
He's very successful.
But I mean, no, it was a lot of difficulty, of course, yeah.
But be honest though, your kid is amazing, I bet. But at the same time, it did hold you back a little bit.
No, yeah, of course, yeah.
Sneako, for you, would you be in the same spot? Honestly.
If I had a kid at what age are you talking about?
Earlier, like 20.
I mean,
no, you wouldn't be. That's the point here.
Yeah, who knows where I would have been? My life, it would have been a completely different life.
The point is you might not even be here. I'm just trying to say, he's saying mitigate risk and say, you know what? Avoid.
Well, I might not be on the Fresh and Fit podcast right now, but I would have been successful in different realms and maybe I would have taken a different path.
Also, why not just like use protection?
Yeah, see, this is okay.
That's a good point. And he said avoid what? Family creation, which means use a condom too.
No, it doesn't. It says you had a vasectomy. That was the advice.
That's number 3.
You're coping,
number 3. Number 2 says avoid what? Creation.
So is it like this is like the list of 8 things to be successful? Pick 5.
That's the list.
Listen,
This is like a build your own lunchbox at Taco Bell. Like I thought you'd follow all the points of the list.
A faster way to be high value, which means, for example, mitigate risk. That's all he's saying.
Hold on. Okay, but here's the point that I completely disagree with.
I mean, in the context under what he's talking, I think
taking it, but this is
a whole other level.
I'm not.
We're taking a
Yeah, which you should take it literally if this is the godfather of the red pill, right? You guys all give this guy so much credit. I don't really know much about
like 5 books, supposedly,
the hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like, she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy because you can't control yourself. Because you're not.
What do you guys think about Sneako? I think Sneako is definitely a feather in the wind. He's a drifter out here in these streets, man. Sneako's talking all this good guy, family man stuff, but he got a harem of girls. He got like 3 girlfriends or something. He got like a list of like 1 stupid biracial chick and like 2 other girls. He was trying to get another girl's number on the show. And then Destiny, man. Destiny's out here goddamn messing with men's and women. We know Myron and Fresh are both dweebs. Rollo Tomasi is goddamn 50 years old. He ain't dated since the 50s. So, I mean, what are we really saying? Why these guys are all, but they're all pretty flawed. What do you guys think? Let's get it.
Not capable of exercising discipline. Why do you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life? Networking, success, all this stuff, watching sports, playing video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls after getting a transgender surgery. That's the one thing you can't be disciplined in.
Sneako, can you stop fucking girls?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Hold it to her right now. Don't fuck until you get married.
Well, no. Better advice.
You just said you can hold it. So don't fuck until you get married.
Better advice is
no. I swear to God.
What,
right
you're saying no.
Are you cool with that? Handshake.
Oh, no, wait. Here's the real question. Hold on. Has Sneako fucked a girl before?
Yes.
Has he had a vasectomy?
No.
Does he have any kids?
No.
He's
boom. There you go. He's able to do it.
Plan B. So he would have had a kid, which means he's gonna at some point.
Hey, listen, and they still sell Plan B.
No, but the point is
that is the point. He's able to fuck girls, not have a vasectomy, and still not have kids. It's possible.
What did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be condom or Plan B, but he's just saying to be extra
another
careful.
form of contraception is what it is, basically.
But he didn't say that, and that's not a good form of contraception because it's not supposed to be reversed. That's what the doctor tells you when you get a vasectomy surgery. It's like you cannot expect this to be reversed. You shouldn't go into that thinking that you're going to reverse it. And also, a better advice instead of saying never fuck again, maybe for the women that I do have sex with, prepare that she could be the mother of your children. Maybe don't spend time with hoes all the time thinking I need 50 girls so I understand how retarded they are. Maybe just don't fuck them. Maybe women that you can see yourself having a family with.
When you first, hold on, that's a very good point.
You won't be able to detect that though.
Exactly. You need experience.
You need experience, bro.
How do you know? No. How do you need experience? What does that mean?
How would you know what's good for you if you never had it?
Red pill.
The red pill advice is you need 50 bodies.
I want to open this one up.
Let's go.
Fuck a girl to tell her she's like family material?
No. We're saying experience-wise.
What is experience?
No. Dating, courting, having that one-on-one experience. Okay, she likes this, she doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait, what does any of that have to do with fucking her?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, adding in sex, you can understand. Okay, once this point has passed, I can see who she really is. Remember, people put on front at the very beginning, but when you have sex with somebody, they're more often likely to show you who they really are.
That is.
I don't know if that really applies to women. How do you guys feel about that? I think it's a little different. I think that's more so with a man. You know, you had sex with a man and then he got down get gone on you. You know, where's Waldo? Like, I don't know if that's the same thing with women. I mean, unless you do a bad job, then they might not call you back. But but that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. I mean, yeah, I don't think you having sex with a bunch of women is gonna get you ready for a family or high value them. I don't see that happening. I think if anything, I guess meeting girls and dating girls and figuring out how they act and stuff and things like that works. But I mean, they're talking about just have sex. What y'all think?
Absolutely not true. How many stories do you hear of husbands who are like, my wife used to blow me every single day, and then as soon as we got married, all the sex stopped? Or we have dead bedrooms now. We were super active our first year, but that is absolutely not true. Sex can absolutely change after you've gotten married. And you can tell, regardless of experience, you can tell who's a 304, who's like family material without fucking them first. For you guys, you can probably tell just by looking at their Instagrams. Isn't that what you guys are like professionals at? Is picking out hoes based on their Instagram pictures? You're telling me you have to fuck through like 30 women to find a good, like, how many conservative men, like if we brought in like real conservative men who have strong families, how many of them are like, yeah, I had to fuck 25 bitches when I was in college to find the love of my life right now that can take care of my kids. That's a wild statement. If you want to, that's fine. But don't pretend you're doing it for this altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
But Destiny, can you admit that when you meet somebody for the first time, right, you're trying to see who they really are, the person, and ultimately you're gonna have sex, right?
I mean,
you don't have to.
But I mean, having sex is like the least important part of seeing what kind of a person they are.
Actually, if you're compatible or not is very important.
If you're compatible, but in terms of like, would this be a good mom? Is it like what if she throws it back doggy? She'd probably take the kids like out to the park every day. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Like, she doesn't swallow. I don't think she'd feed my kid if I didn't make it home in time. Like, what does that mean?
Okay,
like, so she shows up to blow me every night, so I know she'll be on time picking my kid up from school. Like, what is the correlation here?
The whole package itself, right, is going to include sex. I'm just saying the dating process itself, going through the whole motions, you can see who the person really is. That's all I'm saying here.
He said he wants to call in and tell us what he actually meant.
Yeah, but why would you need to see how 25 different people are? It still doesn't make any sense.
I guess. Here's a novel idea. How about you tell me? Let me call it to tell you what I actually meant.
Rollo,
you know what? Let's do it, bro.
Let's go ahead and bring Rollo Tomasi on. Shout out to Rollo. Shout out to you.
Can you hear me okay?
What up, man?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So let me explain a few things here. I wasn't able to do this the last time you guys were talking about this, but so about gosh, is it now 2 weeks ago? I think it was Tuesday of last week. You guys had Brandon Carter on. Is that with Derek Moneyberg? Or was that Monday?
Monday.
Monday. Sorry.
Let's go ahead and dissect this trash thin crank beard he's got. What is this shit here? Do y'all see that? He went to the barbershop. He went to Great Clips and was like, man, yeah, just cut that shit down real thin. Make it seem like I almost don't have anything here. What is that, dog? What's going on, man? You got a little thin crank chin strap.
Get my camera back up there. So Monday, you guys were talking to Brandon Carter. One of the things that Brandon was talking about was you got to love money. You got to be on top of your game. And and I love Brandon Carter, by the way. I think he should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, the guy is that funny. He's a great guy, right? But when you guys are on that show and you're talking to him, and he's talking about how he doesn't go to he doesn't go to Publix, doesn't go grocery shopping for himself. He doesn't go do his own laundry. He doesn't have a car. I mean, it's Brickle White, but he doesn't have like some basic stuff because his philosophy in life is that anything that takes him away from his grind, anything that takes him away from anything that would distract him or that would be financially or mathematically not a pragmatic choice for him to make, as far as like if he's spending time going grocery shopping or going and getting food for himself or whatever else. I'm sure he's not getting the meal prep and everything else, but pretty much everything in his life is.
Do you guys watch Brandon Carter at all? I've watched Brandon Carter like recently. He's been coming up in my algorithm. I think Brandon Carter is like 60-40. Like I think he might get like 40% good advice and then like 60% like horrible advice, or like just I don't know. Like he's the kind of guy that's like, yeah, order your food on Postmates, and that way you don't have to worry about going out. Yeah, order your food on Instacart. That way you don't have to worry about shopping for groceries. And then like he's talking about his diet and stuff. And his diet was consistent of like adult snacks, like what's the little Kind bars, but like the ones with stevia in them. He eats disgusting. Then he got like yeah, bro. I don't really agree with all of Brandon Carter's advice. It's a little weird and extreme. Like it was one time he was talking about, yeah, if you want to make 6 figures, then all you gotta do is work a job from sun up to sundown. I got up early. I personal trained from 5:30 to 6:30. Took the L train down to the mall. I was security. Then I came back and worked at the grocery store for another 8 hours. Then I went home and I didn't do anything else. It's like, bro, that sounds a little bit too much. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Brandon Carter? Do you listen to him? Let me know. Shout out to Louisiana Made Jazz for the $2 super chat, man. Let's just celebrate them exposing the RP bullcrap, man. It's a lot of bullcrap in here, man. A lot of bullcrap. Man, well, I already said what's up, but what's good again, man? Where's Wesley? Let's see what else we got here. Rollo is dusty. He's definitely dusty. I agree. Oh yeah. Brandon Carter leads in MMA Jazz. He's a bald head dude with big muscles. He got like big top body and like super skinny legs. Forrest, what's good with you, man? He said these red pill dudes be weirdos. Absolutely, they do be weirdos. CP says Brandon Carter admitted that's the thing. Like Brandon Carter he doesn't mind, telling you about how he takes the shortcuts. Like he'll be like, yeah, you want to gain muscle? Tell you the fastest way. Take steroids. Like he's doing that kind of stuff. We got Kid Gravity, man. Shout out to you, man. What's good? B1 Night Rider checking in. King Wolf says Brandon Carter started in the fitness industry long ago. He became an oil salesman in the previous years. I was wondering what it was that he does because every type of advice Brandon Carter gives is pretty much delegate tasks so you can work more. It's nothing about like enjoying life or enjoying a family or anything like that. It's just like delegate tasks so you can enjoy more. And Brandon Carter's like in his 40s, so that means like, does it ever end? It's pretty tough. But let's keep on going with this debate. See what your boy Rollo got to say. Hi, Kid Gravity said Rollo the dodo
is outsourced because anything that he would be spending that time himself to go do, he could be losing money doing that at that time. So when I was listening to this and I was thinking about this myself, because I was actually at the same time, I'm like, helping a friend move and all this. And I'm thinking about this. I'm going, you know what? If you want to be a high value man, if you want to get to that apex level as fast as you can, how is that not the best way to go about it? Okay. So the point of that whole tweet, which was basically a throwaway tweet that everyone started like snowballing into something else. I've got Ben Shapiro coming at me. I got Matt Walsh coming at me. I got Lauren Chen coming at me. I got all these people off of Daily Wire because it was just easy, low hanging fruit for these guys because they think that that's what the fucking manosphere is all about. And it's not. Okay.
So, man, you sound stupid. He talking about it was just a throwaway tweet. So why even put it up? It's just a throwaway tweet. A tweet that's a throwaway tweet is something that just shouldn't even be typed, right? Because most all tweets are pretty much throwaway tweets, but you shouldn't even type it if you think it's a throwaway tweet, right? That means it's less than something to talk about. To me, that don't make no sense. And now you trying to, you realize you said something really stupid in your little list, and now everybody's coming for you, even your little Grand Wizard fellow people, and now you really hurting. But let's go.
That was not fucking advice. Everything that is on Twitter is not advice. Okay.
Was that a joke?
No, it was not to say a joke, but it's like, let's just say it's a hypothetical, okay? It's showing you. Now, for just 5 seconds, okay? There's no joke here because everything that's come out of both of you guys' mouth has been nothing but distraction and misdirection because it's easy clicks for you. So here's the whole thing. When I'm talking about get a vasectomy, or don't be concerned with.
When he's mad, his glasses get uneven on his nose. You see?
Okay,
I'm really mad about this, bro.
Let me go and catch Forrest up real quick. So Forrest, basically he had a little list that he put up on Twitter. He said, these are the best advice or best paths to get a high value man situation the earliest as possible. So he said, don't create a family, get a vasectomy in your 20s if possible. What else did he say? I guess avoid, what's desire, stuff that you desire. Stay focused, get your little network of friends. Those were the kind of things that he was saying, but for some reason he thought he would add get a vasectomy in there, and everybody's pretty much going at him about that because I don't know. He's pretty much giving like old guy advice to young dudes. And like somebody else said, Carlton said he's on that Bill Gates depopulation agent type stuff. I agree. Van Lee says this is the final nail in the Rollo coffin. This debate made him look so bad. I never was really rocking with Rollo, man. I'm surprised that so many people was rocking with Rollo because it's like, you old as hell. You don't know nothing about no goddamn dating. You've been married since how long? Oh, Taylor, he's about to spaz. Let's go and get into it. Van Lee says Sneako was a master clout chaser. I would never sit side by side with a blue-haired Skittle goblin. All right. And debate a grandfather. I agree, man. He is a master. He is a master clout chaser, man. No problem for us. Let's get it.
Shall we keep going? Are we just gonna have jokes thrown in here?
Really heated about this.
Is that what I get to? Is that what I get to do it? Okay, so here's the deal. When I'm talking about this, when I'm throwing this out there, why wouldn't you do that? Would you not have been more successful, Sneako, had you not had to go through certain things? If you had a kid, right now, you would be playing the game with a handicap. You would be playing the game with your fucking hands tied behind your back.
Okay, so
there are guys right now who I have a lot of respect for, and I'm sure you have a lot of respect for as well, who all have kids, but you know what they try to do? Try to keep it under wraps.
Okay,
so make sure nobody knows about kids. Okay.
What is advice?
So okay. First off, this is not advice. Everything that is on my show or is on Twitter is not automatically advice. Now, but here's the thing. I know what you're gonna say, because here's the deal. When I was on whatever podcast I was telling this, I was saying exactly the same thing here. Is that everything that comes out of somebody's mouth on Instagram or on Twitter or on a YouTube, there's no way you can't go on there without somebody going, this is what these guys are saying to do. Because if you have this set automatically, that if it comes out of your mouth, it's automatically advice. It can't just be data. It can't just be statistics. It can't be, nothing can be just delivered. Sort of like, here's some data for you to look at. Okay. Nothing can.
That doesn't make any sense. So he's kind of like, in a way, like, yeah, it's a joke, bro. Like, what? It's data. It's not really, like, why would you put it out? It looks like advice to me, right? It looks like a list of things for men to do if they want to go ahead and get right. It is, yeah. Taylor man say man, Rollo is yeah, man. Everybody here is on some weirdo type of time, man. Rollo got this fake ass Denver Broncos hat on with this trash ass floss beard. Let's keep going.
Nothing can be set, nothing can be given to you without somebody going, well, the reason why you're telling me this is because you're telling me that this is the best way to live my life. Okay. So when I'm watching Brendan Carter and I'm watching all this going on, I'm looking at like guys that I know and guys that you know as well. And when these are the guys who are like saying, you know, be on your game, do this, do that. They're the ones that are giving this advice. All I'm doing is saying, hey, look, maybe you should not focus on family. Maybe you should not get married. I mean, I don't know why that's big.
Maybe advice.
I'm not saying it's advice. What I'm saying is that is this over the fucking top that everybody wants to take it out of context, which is exactly what you guys have been doing.
So what is it? Can you tell me what that tweet was if it wasn't advice?
It's not advice. What it is it's saying that this is the most extreme way to do things. Okay, here's the quickest path to. If I told you this, look, if I said the quickest way for you to make $1 million,
that sounds like advice.
Is to go steal it from the bank or go to steal it. Does that mean I'm telling you to go steal it? If I tell you to go fucking jump off a cliff, are you going to go jump off a cliff?
Right.
By the way, here's the other thing is I'm also responding to Dr. Richard Reeves in this as well.
Okay, there's a lot of context about it, sure. But all the rest of the list, you're equating vasectomy to lifting, game, play to your strength, resisting up on easing your focus. The rest of it sounds like general advice.
Okay, well, let's say so let me ask you. So is it the vasectomy part that's throwing you off?
Really genuine good advice, right? The rest of it.
So is it the vasectomy part?
Yeah,
do you agree with pretty much everything else except for the vasectomy part?
The first three is weird because then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family? Why be that rich? The guy who's always grinding. Whoa, Brandon Carter doesn't have to do his laundry. Sick. What else are you going to do with your life?
Right. Maybe this is actually meant so that you'll get it. You'll have a freaking epiphany about how all the shit that you have to sacrifice to get to that in the first place. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to live the kind of life, let's say, like a Brandon Carter is, where you're going to outsource your entire life, or are you going to actually have kids? Is that something that's a priority for you? Because I will tell you right now that if you follow this kind, if you were to actually follow this list right here, that is the fastest way for you to get to a point where you are more high value, right? So here's the thing. So when I say that, people go, well, that's not what a high value man is. A high value man is what I define it as, which is he's got to have a good, loving, devoted wife. He's got to have 3 or 4 kids or 10 kids, depending on whatever culture you're talking about. All of this stuff that makes up whatever that person who happens to have that is, then that's suddenly the definition of what a high value man is. So what I'm saying this is the best way to become a high value man. I'm not saying this is the only way to become a high value man. I'm just saying that this is the fastest way to go and do something like that.
We've been talking a lot for 5 minutes. What is your definition of a high value man?
It doesn't matter. That's not what I was talking about in this.
It doesn't matter.
I know what you're talking about. That's what the first part of the tweet is: how to become a high value man.
He just hold him like he was a young dude. He said, "You've been talking a lot for 5 minutes."
The fastest way to become a high value man is to recognize the fact that you've got sacrifices to make. Okay.
So what is that? Telling like stories from Vietnam. Like, just say, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man. You guys are fucking
because it's your tweet.
It doesn't matter what I say is a high value man, because everybody takes this. The point of the tweet is that everybody's going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
That's the bait. 12 kids when you're 16. Then your tweet doesn't work, does it? What if your definition of a high value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22? Then it doesn't work. High value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
My point is high value man. You gave a list of 8 things. Do these 8 things to become a high value man. Do 1 through 8 to become A, and you're not defining what A is.
The fastest way to becoming a high value man is these things.
What is that?
Okay? So here's the thing. So if we're talking about family creation, we already talked. Okay, so you want to go? Okay, let's go one by one. You want to go one by one? Okay,
No,
so
I'm gonna go before one by one. What is a high value man?
We can't have an argument if I don't even know what the
the
definition
point is, but the very fact that you're even asking this in the first place is the actual point of the fucking tweet. Okay, so if you're going to be a high value man with the fucking hands tied behind your back, then what is that? What does that mean to you? That's the point. This whole discussion is the point of the fucking tweet. You guys,
the point of the tweet was you've got some conception of a high value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it, and now you're getting blown the fuck up on the vasectomy thing, which you probably realize is fucking retarded. But you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. That's the point of this
I'm
conversation.
not too stubborn to walk back from it because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes, you guys are idiots. Why do you guys come in here from Twitch? Like, how you guys are legitimate in all?
Where do y'all think Rollo is from, man? I feel like shout out to Rob, man. Black Light, man. I hate to say it, but I think Rollo might be from Ohio, man. Rollo seems like an Ohio type of white dude. He seemed like hey, you douche nozzles, dude. He seemed like an Ohio type of white dude, or maybe he's from like Colorado or something, like Colorado, Oregon, one of them kind of places. Y'all, I don't even know what does a douche nozzle even look like? Does anybody know? CP says he's from Vegas. Wow, that's unexpected. Taylor Blacklight said, yeah, Blacklight said he's gonna just go and take the L, man. CP said he's from Vegas, but we just using a little imaginary. Where's this guy from, man? Taylor May said he's from Missouri. Yeah, he's from one of the weird states, like kind of like, yeah, he's from like that.
This I don't know, because everything I've heard come out of you guys' mouth is just confident ignorance.
I'm asking, no, Myron. Okay, I'm not asking you like in terms of the debate. You call yourself the godfather of the red pill. You
call yourself the godfather of the manosphere, okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That's very,
do you understand?
Okay, so as
godfather or grandfather of the manosphere? Which one is
whatever it is, the old guy of the manosphere. What is your definition of high value man? This is the #1 talked about topic on all of these shows. So I want to get a clear definition from you. What is it?
You tell again. It depends on the person. It depends on the culture. Depends on the. So here's the thing. Let me tell you, maybe I can explain this to you, Sneako, because at least you got your ears open here. The thing is that when we're talking about what's the top G, what's a high value guy, you probably haven't heard this because you don't read my stuff and you don't watch my shit. But I've also said this is like the red pill has to be for everybody or it's for nobody. So if we're looking at a guy who's draped across a Lamborghini and he's got hot chicks with him, and we say that's what I'm aspiring to, but I'll never make that because I live in a fishing village on the coast of Chile, right? That means I can never match that high apex of a high value guy.
The guy in the car?
But the guy who happens to live in those villages or happens to be in a different culture or in a different country or whatever else, he can still benefit from that because however he's defining himself as a high value man in his fishing village, maybe that's what he can aspire to.
It has nothing to do with Chile and the village and the car.
See, here's the thing: is you guys want me to say, okay, a high value man makes $100,000 a year. He's fucked 50 chicks. He's at like that's the thing.
That's not what I want you to say. I disagree with that. I'm asking you because I come on this all the time.
Disagree with it. What I'm saying is the point of the tweet is so you will ask that question.
I'm past the tweet. I'm past that. Look, I'm asking as somebody who's really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is, because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well, here's what I think guys ought to do. Would you like me to give you some prescriptions? Is that what we're trying for here?
No, I want to know your opinion of a high value man. What is it?
I think a high value man is whatever is contextually makes that guy a high value guy in whatever culture that he happens to be in. If that's money, that's money. Right now, that's what we tend to focus on right now. But if I'm going to say that,
value man is a guy that has the things that makes him a high value man.
All right,
the things that make you a high value man. Okay, what is that? You know, we've been trying to. We're never going to define it.
Just kind of because here's the thing. When I read the tweet, I interpreted it right with a higher set. Like he's listing things that if you follow these things, right, and you actually follow them, you're probably not going to become a right. And to be a high value guy, I would say it's a combination of things. It's obviously having your money on point, having social proof and status, having respect from your peers, having a network of other high value men, right, which I agree with Kevin Samuels on that, being fit to a degree. If you have all these things in place, you'll be considered a high value man by most people in most societies, right? If you have these things in place. Now, with that said, to get there, right, you obviously have to focus and get your shit together and make sure that you focus on getting there. What he's saying is all these, the list of things that he mentioned, if you follow them, it's going to mitigate your risk of becoming a fuck up and not getting to that point as quickly as possible. And I think that's so important is that this tweet kind of gets taken out of context. He's saying the quickest way to become a high value man, avoid and do these things because you're limiting distractions. And he's using Brandon Carter as an example where he's in a monogamous relationship with a girl. He outsourced a lot of his things. Why? So he's able to focus on making more money. He's getting rid of obstacles. And I think that tweet demonstrates that.
Yes.
He's getting rid of obstacles so you can become a high value man in the quickest possible way. Now, I know the most controversial one is the vasectomy. Though there's other ways to get the same, I guess, effect from vasectomy. Let's say you use a condom. Let's say you pull out, whatever it may be. He's saying, okay, if you get the vasectomy, then we know for a fact you're not going to have children.
Yeah.
It's really no different than having a condom or pulling out or whatever it may be. The point is to not get a girl pregnant. How you want to get there is up to you, whether it's through vasectomy, using condoms, whatever. But he's making it retard proof. Hey, vasectomy, because I know even if you are the dumbest guy ever, you can't fuck this up.
I don't think a retarded guy could be a high value guy.
No, when I say retarded, I mean as in stupid. But what I'm saying is that the point I'm trying to make is this list is the foolproof way, if everything is followed, for you to get your status up as quickly as possible in your 20s.
That's not what the list is, though. Because what you just said was advice, and he said it's clearly not advice. So you're interpreting it.
He said he's joking, and he's trying to provoke people.
Like half it was just for jokes.
But I'm telling you,
yeah, Myra's going outside trying to explain for this old white dude, man. Just shut your ass up and let him figure it out for himself, man. Let him get out of this whole little thing he got himself into.
I started out telling you guys how I interpreted that.
Yeah,
right.
He's you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So that people can interpret it how they want.
Exactly.
So they create discussion. That's the point.
Ain't it funny?
That's what he's saying.
He asked a question earlier. So you asked him a question. What is high value? You answered it. It's whatever you determine that to be.
No, that's bullshit. None of you guys believe that. If some guy comes on this show, he weighs 350 pounds, and he says, I'm Diamond 1 in League of Legends. That's what I want to do with my life. Would you go, well, that's what you really want. You're high value. You wouldn't say that.
No, but once again, it starts in the mind. You're going to say, for example, oh, that's not true, which I agree, it's not true. But ultimately, you as a man decide what's high value for you.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Value is probably something that's determined by society. High value means that you have a worth to other people. You're just talking about being comfortable, having high self-esteem.
I agree, but the tweet...
You don't say you agree with that. I just said the total opposite.
No, I agree. And the point where, for example...
Yeah, everybody here is that's talking about, that's defending or that's on Rollo's side is looking real stupid right now, because these guys would be roasting the hell out of a girl if she was saying, well, yeah, I have value. I think I bring a lot to the table or something like that. And then it'd be like, what do you bring to the table? And then she'd be like, well, yeah, I got a lot of tights, a lot of leggings I wear, and my booty looks good. And they'd be laughing at her and roasting her and all that. And now they talk about, you can just say whatever you want to be, goddamn, be a high value. Do you guys think like one thing I've kind of noticed that not to be hating on TaylorMade or Vega, but like a lot of women that I've talked to in life, they always will try to be like, well, yeah, if it's comfortable for him, then or for this person, then it's good. Like like if the world says running a 100-meter dash in goddamn 9 seconds is the best, and he's running his 100-meter dash in goddamn 15 seconds, and I mean, but that's not the same thing, right? So I mean, it does kind of really matter what the rest of the world thinks. So these guys are definitely being backwards right now because their daddy's in the building. Let's get it.
People determine you as high value. However, the tweet saying high value could mean in your sense, whatever that means to you.
No, it doesn't.
What?
That's what he's saying.
No, he's not. He doesn't know because he doesn't have a good definition. Because he knows if he says anything, he's going to get
You sound like the girls who believe they're a 10 because they describe themselves as a 10 in the mirror.
If you brought in some
you're
loser,
missing the point.
And he's like, I'm high value because I'm a manager at my McDonald's, you probably wouldn't agree that he's high value.
Is that when he says high value, you're going to determine that as a man. What does that mean for you? Success is a part of it, yes, but their success could be owning a farm or having a business. It doesn't matter. He's saying to get to that point, you need focus. Ultimately, that's what he's saying. Just be focused.
Look, we make fun of the girls all the time for saying that they're 10 out of 10s. All the time because they say it in their head, I believe I'm a 10 out of 10. No, that's ridiculous because society determines how attractive you are. Society determines how valuable you are. You can't apply that line. You can't make fun of the girl, the ugly fat whale who thinks she's a 10 girl boss queen, and then also say a high value man can believe it in his head.
Well, I gave you guys a 10.
You have a good definition. You talked about some shit being relatively fit, having people that are very social. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
because I do. Because here's the thing. For me, I will define it because that will allow you guys to see where I'm coming from when I'm interpreting.
Yeah, we know where you're coming from, but we have the tweet up here. He doesn't know where he's coming from. He seems a little lost right now, so we're trying to figure out, what exactly he means. But
I think again, the tweet. I think that's the important part of the tweet. It allows people to interpret it how they want, which is why we're talking about it right now. The tweet.
Why would you? I'm giving advice to people. I don't want them to interpret it how they want. Otherwise, what the fuck's the point of my message?
I'm not giving advice to people. That's the whole point of this. Do you want? It's impossible to put anything out there without people interpreting it as follow these steps. Here's your 12 rules for life, and you're going to live a happy life.
Rules for being a high value man. That's literally what your tweet was. Do these things. High value. What is the wording of the tweet? Go back to the tweet itself.
So here's in that wording of the tweet. What's the last part of that? What's the last one? Resist easing up on your focus. Whatever's like. Do you want me to insert what you ought to be doing? You ought to be coding. Is that what I should say? You ought to be becoming a professional athlete. I don't know what your fucking strengths are.
You can simplify. Say work hard.
Again, so here's the thing. If I say, you know what, you ought to be an NBA player, and it doesn't matter if that you're 5'9", fucking say.
Everything here was kind of goes along with Rollo's talking point of not being pinpointed onto a specific pathway, but then he put vasectomy in your 20s, and I think that's very specific. Do not get married early in your 20s. Obviously, avoid family creation early in your 20s if you can. Live consistently, I guess, or work out. He could have put that or something. Eliminate all sedation. Yeah, learn game. Yeah, but then he put vasectomy. So yeah, he just killed his whole everything. Let's go.
And you're going to be the best NBA player you can possibly be.
That'd be terrible advice.
That'd be absolutely terrible advice because this is advice. That's why. Okay, this is a list that is meant to get so you get an idea of what the fuck it is that you're going to do so that you can become that high value man. Protect yourself. Don't get married. Avoid family creation. That's second. Again, this is over the top shit. Anybody who knows anything about my material, when I throw this out there, they know this is over the top shit.
What else on that
feeds the fucking fire for douche nozzles like
what else besides
Ben Shapiro?
I don't want to be a douche nozzle, but what else?
Yeah, besides number 3, what else here is over the top?
Besides vasectomy.
Well, live consistently, okay? Well, what if some people will say, well, that's vanity, right?
There's no way you agree with that saying
Well,
live
actually,
consistently.
hold on. For Rollo, it might be. Okay, to be fair. Okay?
Guys, see, here's the thing.
But you're missing, are you not hearing anything he's saying? Like, do you need to blindly agree with him? Because nothing he's saying is making any sense, bro.
It's not making any sense to you because you don't understand the concepts of the tweet. That's why.
You can't even thoroughly
understand what okay, let me hold stop here. Did you understand what I was saying about Brandon Carter?
Yeah, he doesn't do his laundry.
No, but he's taken everything to this extreme level. Like to a lot of guys, Brandon Carter. Okay, would you agree with me that Brandon Carter is a high value guy?
Sure.
Okay, you know who wouldn't? Ben Shapiro. You know who wouldn't? A lot of other people because they think that they're living out their own high value ideal. Do you understand that?
Context.
Like the 350-pound esports player is living out his ideal of a high value man.
Yeah, whether or not that's working for him is irrelevant to the tweet. When I say, okay, when I'm talking about Brandon Carter, you say you understand that. He's taking it to like this extreme level.
How is Ben Shapiro not a high value guy?
Like stay on top of like his for Brandon Carter. What do you think Brandon Carter's definition of a high value man is?
Probably the same as mine.
Which is?
Society, if you have respect from your community, then you are a high value person if people respect you.
So being pro-social and having people like you and depending on the,
you don't agree with him because he's Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro's definitely a high value man.
Okay, but so let's just say for sake, let's say
he does. He said so.
You don't think Ben Shapiro's a high value man?
Let's take for. Do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
What is his definition? He owns his own business. It's like one of the most successful alt media platforms in the world. He's married to fucking young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Bezos.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think these guys are high value, or do you think that Destiny's just talking out his ass? I think that while we may not like these guys in particular, what's the dude's name? What did you just say? The little funny talking dude that talks like Destiny, Ben Shapiro, Elon Musk, and then Jeff Bezos. I mean, they would be high value, wouldn't they? I guess they've got a network, I'm sure. Well, what's the name? Jeff Bezos has definitely gotten in shape. He used to be like a little dweeb dude with a, he was like losing his hair and stuff, and he was trying to keep it. He got a bald head. I mean, apparently he left all the sedations out so he could be focused. Elon got more so of his stuff. He got everything off of daddy colonizers money. So I don't know. I mean, I guess he's a high value man now, but I mean he's a colonizer kid, descendant of colonizers. And what do you guys think? Let's get it.
So all you have to do is look at the decisions they've made in their personal lives. Okay, how are we going to define that? If I'm going to define that,
you haven't. You're the only one who hasn't defined it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the one defining it for fucking Jeff Bezos. I'm not the one defining it for fucking what's his face? Ben Shapiro.
Whale can think she's a 10 as long as that's how she defines beauty to herself.
Well, you guys just defined. Well, hold on, wait, Sneako, you just defined Brandon Carter as a high value guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that fits your definition of a high value guy, but I will tell you right now that that would not fit the same definition that say Ben Shapiro would have for a high value guy because he doesn't have his babies on point, he doesn't have this on point, he's not going to church or synagogue every day, right? So to him, he's not necessarily a high value guy.
I don't think what his synagogue has to do with high value. That's like
because that's the way that other people would define it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
is that true?
It's not value is not subjective. When we talk about value, we're usually talking about some sort of exchange in a market. No, value is usually what are people willing to do or give for a certain thing. It's not defined by this. If one man is on an island with no value.
No, this one over your head is the idea of being high value.
No, there is no idea of being high value. And if it was anybody else on the show, you guys would be roasting the fuck out of them for saying that's your idea of being high value. You would be roasted. If any of the girls come here, because you do this to girls all the time, so it goes right. Like, I think I'm a 10. It's like, why? Because I'm so special and blah, blah, blah. And
I say you're not special.
I just gave you Brandon Carter as an example. I just gave you Brandon Carter. We can use any single example you want. You could be the 500-pound guy who just does esports, or it can be like Brandon Carter or the top G. Yep. Any one of those guys. The thing still applies.
All right, look.
Are you better off? Are you better off without the instructions? Are you better off without the back?
Everyone here has kind of a different thing. Like me, I defined it. This is what I think makes you high value. You might have a different take on it. You might have a different take on it. I defined it, and then I took my interpretation off what you said. If you want to get these things, and it makes sense to me, those things that you listed. But I'm seeing here that everyone here kind of has a different interpretation.
But that's not true. All four of us probably roughly agree on what makes you high value.
No, we don't.
The three of us probably do.
Ben Shapiro said you said high value. I don't think
having like some amount of like physical fitness. We all agree that that's decently valuable, correct?
On some level, yeah.
Okay, having some amount of like social status. So you've got the attention of a lot of people and you're influential. We all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having some amount of financial success, right? You have freedom to take care of your family, retire if you want to, even at an early age. We all agree with that, right?
Okay.
And having some level of success with your family and friends, right? We all roughly agree on that, right?
Okay.
If you have those 4 things in check, you're probably a high value man.
No.
So that means by his definition, Destiny's not high value, and neither is Fresh, because neither of them have a level of fitness. So I mean, if that's like a part of the high value, I guess they don't really match all the components. Let's get it.
No, it's more than that. See, here's what he's saying. I can add more to it because for me, in my head, what high value is way more than that. To you, that might be important, but to me, it's not. That's not everything.
What's a key component missing from what I said?
Is a high value guy the guy that marries somebody from a foreign country and brings her over here so she can get citizenship? Because that's your family dynamic. My family dynamic is different than that. Does that make me high value or low value?
Exactly. It's going to depend on the person.
If I'm in a heterosexual marriage for 27 years and not in a polycule or some shit, like it's like some people will say you're high value because you do that. People will say, Rollo, you can't be red pill because you're married. You can't be married because you're red pill. Okay, and suddenly I'm blue pill because I'm actually in a relationship where it's like close on her end, close on her end, and close on my end. But if I go and I talk to G, or I talk to somebody who's like in an open relationship, is that guy high value because of that? This is not a judgment call. I'm just saying that the definition is going to be different. Even if you have all those things, even each one of those things that you just mentioned is still it's still subject to the context. I agree with what you said, Destiny. What I'm saying is that from within each one of those attributes, people are going to have something wildly different. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to use that for blog fodder and topics to go and do quick hit videos on because they just want click through rate for something like that.
What would we say about women? If we say what is a high value woman?
You tell me, man. It's like, again, this is the definition.
Bro, this is like your wheelhouse. This is your chance to steamroll.
I don't think you understand why wheelhouse is. Quite honestly, I don't think you do.
Red pill shit. Isn't that what you do?
Your name is the rational male.
Yeah, a high value woman is.
I don't talk about high value women, dude. In fact, if anything, I say there's no such thing as a quality woman because it's an ideal that guys have in their heads.
There's no such thing as a quality woman?
No such thing as a quality woman because guys have this. The quality woman is an ideal, but we can talk about that when I get there. But the thing is,
So now he's saying that he's just basically a useless red pill coach. If you don't know what the quality of a decent woman is, so why are you giving advice, 50-year-old grandpa?
Is like when you're building a relationship or when you have this idea in your head, you want to know why guys get into so much fucking trouble in their marriages? It's because of that ideal. Because every guy who ever got married thought that she was the best fucking thing in the world. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got married to her. And then until he gets across the divorce table from her, now she's a fucking evil monster.
Best woman ever. You genuinely don't think that there's quality women in the world?
I think that there are women who have different attributes than others that match very well with guys. Sure, they're good clicks, of course. But the thing is like the idea of the quality woman is an ideal that guys have that gets them into a lot of trouble. That's why they're in love with the ideal, not the actual person.
There are high value men, but there aren't high value women.
I'm not saying that I said there aren't high value men and there aren't high value women. Okay, it just depends on who we're talking about.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, bro.
In the context, I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I get what he's saying, but
I feel like I need to do mushrooms before I come on the show. That's what it feels like. The kind of conversation.
No. You know what it is, Destiny? Is you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why.
On any of this, and I'm surprised because you write about this all the time. You wrote a whole book about it. People they really respect it. And I have no idea.
You guys might be confused because I'm the one that says there's no such thing as a high value woman. A woman that's a woman gets her value directly from a man that she gets in a relationship with, because all women have value. But not all men have value.
All women don't have the same value.
Well,
don't even think about it. You know that's not true. If I give you a woman with 100 bodies and a woman with 0 bodies, if I give you one that's 500 pounds, if I give you one with 5 kids, so
here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing, because I've said this before.
I know men must become and women are. I know you're about to do this. But I'm just saying there are some women that are better than others.
I wasn't going to say that. Of course. But all women have value to some level, but not all men have value because men have to build their shit up. So what I'm saying is that a high value woman gets value from being with a high value man.
I don't even think that's true. All men have value to some extent.
The metric of success for a female is being able to get the best man that they can get.
And men can build and do things. In places like China, where you're limited to the amount of children, what do? They opt for boys because they can go out and work and fucking get jobs and shit and do things around the fucking house or whatever. Right?
Yeah, the fucking 1980s. The one child policy hasn't been around since the mid 90s.
And it was grossly favoring the birth of boys because you could do more with boys than you could with women. Just the idea that like
that was a prescription until now they're facing the consequences of that.
Well, so is Japan. That's a super homogenous.
That's one situation. Okay, you're using China, but let's be honest here. Why does it say women and children off the boat first, not men? Women have always had it's a chivalry thing, but why is that? Because if you have 100 women and one guy, you can still continue society. But if you have 100 men and one woman, we're fucked.
Women are the vulnerable sex and men are the disposable sex. That's why.
Women have value inherently. So what I'm saying is this: since every woman has value, for a woman to be high value, she's got to be able to lock down a high value guy. There's a reason why women take a man's last name and not the other way around. Women, when they meet each other and hug, the first thing they ask typically is, "Oh, do you have a man? Do you have a relationship? Tell me about your kids, etc." When two men meet, what do? Shake hands. What do you do for a living? Men are judged on creating value. Women are judged on creating children. Typically. Now, are there some women out there that chase success and making money, whatever? Sure. But that is not the main goal of a female. The main goal of a female from a biological sense is to procreate. For a woman to procreate, she's got to be with a man. Typically, they want the best guy. For a man to procreate, he's got to create excess resources to be able to attract that woman. So what we table is different. And what I would argue,
I don't disagree with any of that, but there are high value women, and they're probably high value men.
I think a woman's only high value if she could lock down a high value guy. That's my take.
Okay, well, at least you have a definition.
That's my definition.
What is your guys' thoughts on that? Like me and Angie talked about it before, and she doesn't agree with it at all. I don't really agree with it either. How do you guys feel? Do you guys think that due to the man that she can lock down, that makes a woman that determines her value? What do you guys think? Let me know.
Definition on it. Which again, I see all of us here at the table have different opinions, which is great, but that's my take on it.
I'm back, y'all. That Metro PCS got me. It got me good. Let me see. I knew CP was going. Let me go and get us back right, man. Let me get us back right. Forrest said Rollo struck the screen. It did seem like he did that, man. Let's see what these guys are finishing up talking about, though.
The next morning.
Okay, as opposed to you who's tweeting about dying his motorbike and accident. Okay,
You said you wanted to black metal.
That is a fucking Con fantasy.
Let me hit these chats real fast.
We got another show coming up.
Yeah, we got another show coming up. I'm going to go through this real fast. All right, so we got Kid Blue RB goes, Rollo dodging the defining a high value man is like the LGBT dodging what a woman is. Feels like I'm watching Matt Walsh documentary right now. You're the grandmaster of RP. You out of all people should be able to define what a high value man is.
He can't define high value male, but he can define us as douche nozzles.
All right, let me.
That's pretty funny though.
Microchip says, Myron, you're my guy, but you're giving Rollo an out. Let him stand on the chair he's standing on so he can continue to hang himself with his food.
I know you really want to defend him because
here's the thing.
I know you base a lot of the show around that book, but like, bro, he's making absolutely no sense.
Here's the thing. Everyone is interpreting it different. Obviously, I have my take on it. Rollo has his take.
He doesn't have a take, bro.
We all have different takes.
He doesn't have a take.
That's still a take. That's still a take.
Okay.
If this was some LGBT shit or some woman shit, we would be all laughing and roasting the fight. Rightfully so.
Yes.
If a woman came on and we were like, what makes a woman high value? And she's like, well, if she's in her moment and if she's girl bossing it up as hard as she can, that's a high value woman. Like we would be roasting.
That's the same argument he's making right now.
What I'm saying. That's not it's apples and oranges.
It's pretty much the same thing you're saying, Rollo. You're taking a big L right here. You just don't know how to just admit it, bro.
That's the problem with all this shit. It's like you don't even understand the nature of the tweet. That's why.
Because I'm asking you a specific question, you can't answer it. Ask if it's advice. It's not. It's a joke. It's not.
Let me give you a high value man. A high value man goes and fucks as many chicks as he possibly can, as many women as possible, and he fucking finds one little needle in the haystack, and he wipes up that girl because she happens to have no body count. She's like 100% in love with him, and I can go and rattle off all these extremes, and you know who's going to disagree with me? Every guy in fucking Daily Wire is going to disagree.
Say what you really think. Don't say it ironically. Say what you believe.
What I'm saying is what I believe here. Okay, this is the whole thing. It's the point of the tweet is that it's your definition of what it is.
You keep saying that Ben Shapiro. You said Ben Shapiro is not a high value man, so you must be comparing him to some standard in your head. You said Bezos is not a high value man. You said Elon Musk is not a high value man. So there's some standard in your head you're comparing these guys to that they're not matching up to. What is that standard?
Right. Well, let's. All you would have to do is look at their personal lives so you would understand this. Again, do I have time to go and enumerate all that? No, I don't. But if you go and you look at what they're doing, like look. Let's just use Elon Musk for a second.
Yeah, let's use Ben Shapiro. That was a good example.
Look, we can look at Ben Shapiro. How did he meet his wife? Do you know how he met his wife?
What did they go
arranged, right?
Was it an arranged or family friends? I don't know.
No. Basically, what Ben Shapiro did was he wore this chick down over the course of God knows like 3 or 4 months, right? He would meet the definition of stalking and being a creeper if he wasn't Ben Shapiro, right? If he didn't have his background in
3 to 4 months. What does that mean?
Basically,
he wore her down is what he did. He's very proud of that fact too.
Okay, hold on.
I could definitely see that, man. Ben Shapiro is an extreme lame-o. Like, well, there's nothing about Ben Shapiro that's redeeming besides the fact that I guess he has his own network and money and whatnot. I guess people revere his talking points for some reason. But yeah, he's really a really lame guy. I could definitely see him doing some, as this person here says, stalker. Let's go.
Like, real quick, you seem to have a problem with this. When somebody asks you, what is X? And then you go, well, it's X. You're not really answering the question. You've done this like 3 times. When you say wore her down over 3 to 4 months, what does that mean? Did they date? Did he see her after school?
What that means is he was persistent. He just kept wearing her down over the course of time.
Bro, that's ridiculous, man.
I will send you the fucking.
At what point do you guys think it's recklessly spreading your seed out here in these streets? So like, let's say you got one lady, you got a couple kids by her, and then you have like maybe another lady. Like I don't know, something happened with you and the other lady before that, and now you have another lady, you got a couple kids. Y'all think that's irresponsible, or do you guys think it only gets irresponsible once you start going out here 4 and 5 baby moms? Let me know.
I will send you the video.
Okay. Jesus.
All right.
You guys should view your call-ins more often. It's cute.
Okay.
And you should send your OnlyFans girls to come at me to debate me in your proxy next time.
We're asking to debate you right now, and you can't even.
Except next time, please find a girl who actually puts lenses in her glasses. A little weird.
You're so triggered, dude. Are you okay?
Not very rational.
I think.
True. His 6 months will be the emotional male. I think
because I would consider Ben Shapiro a high value guy. I would.
No, everybody would obviously.
But
wait, you disagree with the Grandmaster?
The Godfather. The great granddaddy.
I'll just be.
You think it's trolling, man.
Myron, would you agree with his outlook on women?
With Ben Shapiro's outlook on women?
Ben Shapiro has literally come at you for exactly this. For everything that these guys are talking about, he's come at you for exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so
you guys did a full show on this.
No, for sure. I disagree with him on as far as like the female stuff. Like, oh yeah, that like having sexual experience is like bad for you, like he was trying to say. But I think objectively speaking, from the things that I listed as far as what I think makes a guy high value, he has all those things. Now he's limited on his knowledge of females for sure, right? Because I think he only got with one girl, and you know she comes from a certain She comes from a family, and a certain family. I don't want to say because we're on YouTube, but I think that set her up. Yeah, cha-ching. That set her up to be a girl that would be to his liking. But the point I'm trying to make is I think Ben Shapiro's a high value guy, but I don't agree with his stances on women.
Same thing with Steven Crowder right now. You guys were just talking about Crowder not too long ago. Like right up until he got this divorce and all this stuff started coming out and Candace Owens and all that shit.
Guys, but I don't.
Everybody would have said he was a high value guy until now.
I think they're high value guys like Crowder and Ben Shapiro based on what they've accomplished in life. But I don't agree with their standpoints on.
Rollo thinks that if he disagrees with them, then they can't.
You guys are so, like, go back to fucking Twitch. Just go back to Twitch and start playing games again. You have no fucking point. There's no point for either one of you to be on this fucking show, quite honestly.
Dumbledore has spoken.
Because here's the thing: the traditional conservative beliefs don't necessarily work in today's sexual marketplace when it comes to dealing with women.
No, we agree, but that's the reason he thinks Ben Shapiro's not high value, because he disagreed with you on relationships.
No, what I'm saying is that well, yes, I would actually agree with that, simply because does Ben Shapiro the way what his disagreement with you, does that then at least in some way diminish him as a high value man?
No, we can disagree. I disagree with that.
I'm asking Myron. I mean, because it's Myron who says, he's a high value guy, but like
he disagrees on the traditional relationships.
If you're like money, muscles, and game, okay. In this case, it's the female aspect of what makes a high value guy, right? If he disagrees with what he's not disagreeing with me, he's disagreeing with Myron.
He just said that he's high value.
He said he's high
They got me, man. They got me. That Obama phone internet, man, it's crushing me, man. I got AT&T. They supposed to be the best, and they be out here messing up the money, man. I be out here having all kinds.
I know you're pretty aligned at the table.
Yeah, with us three, yeah. But I mean, again, we're looking at things differently in general.
Okay.
Because you guys don't agree. I agree with his tweet if you want to become high value in the quickest amount of time.
But you can't agree with it if he doesn't even define it. You can't agree with him if you don't even know what his definition is.
But
Does he agree with it? Defined by the way he defines it.
No, but he did though. He chose what high value means to him. You're missing the point.
Thank you. Fresh is the voice of reason.
It's going over your head because you guys are thinking about 1 point vasectomy. That's it.
We weren't even on vasectomy, but that's okay. I think we come to the bottom of this.
It's common sense.
Well, Myron agrees with the tweet that I'm talking about, according to what his definition of a high value guy is. Correct?
Yeah, he knows his definition.
Yeah,
exactly.
High value men are just like people that have high value and are men. I agree. I got it.
All right, I'll hit these other ones. We got here Viking Paradigm, ignoring the context, talking over, interrupting ad hominems, goalpost shifting, claiming it's advice when it's not. It's easy to see who's trying to control their viewers and who's not, and easy to see who lost the debate.
Hey, you're a douche nozzle. Nozzle thing to say.
Shout out Viking, man.
That's not very rational of you.
Life, love, value. Women aren't so simple. Leave these RP dudes alone in their zones to stew. Responsibility, intelligence, and discipline above all, and are talismans of happiness for most people. Enjoy life, grind, and don't glorify.
Hey, I agree.
Okay?
100%.
And
Man, y'all, I got douche nozzle real bad right here. They hit me with the AT&T stump out. I guess we can go and finish these last little couple minutes and see if they say anything funny. Let's see.
This shit right here. You're not ready to have an adult conversation.
I've seen you chatting more than any other name in the chats. I re-chat like whenever I stream, which is when I'm online, and you're in there more than me. True. So calling us Twitch, actually, I'm banned on there. I'm on Rumble. But yeah, I mean, if you want to pull the online card, then maybe get off the internet a little bit and chatting all day. Douche nozzle.
It's a lot harder when it's not just like 22-year-old women being ganged up on a podcast, huh? I'm sorry, Rollo.
No, I'll be happy to fucking debate you, dude. On any topic you want.
We are right now.
We just did.
No, you're talking about this one fucking tweet is what you're talking about.
Oh, we were talking to the godfather of Red Pill trying to.
And speaking of fucking tweets, or excuse me, speaking of fucking super chats, was that not you on whatever podcast the other night?
Yeah, I like to support people that go on to have a podcast.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you for at least admitting it.
Those are the only 2 super chats I've sent in my life. If I'm watching content and I want to know if it's Red Pill or not,
It seems like you're watching a lot more than you think you are.
Program I've ever been on. It's insane. You should get a tax credit for like watching me.
Damn.
Bro, do you have anything to say? Why are you staring like that, man? Okay. I thought you'd have a rap.
No, you guys, let's see. Here's the thing. You guys, first of all, I've thrown out this
swear in his car after the show.
First of all, this challenge. If you guys want to come to Vegas, come to Vegas. We'll sit across the table from each other.
Oh, build up your fucking dog shit podcast. What are you talking about? Come to Miami.
I am coming to Miami
next week.
Oh, cool.
He'll be here next week.
You guys are so mean, man.
Yeah, bro, I didn't even say. What do you mean we're mean? He called us douche nozzles. Oh, it's fine. He's the grand wizard of Red Pill, so I can't go say anything about that. But I'm mean now because I'm calling him irrational for not having any arguments at all. Bro, I know you want to defend him because the book is here on the table, but like, bro, that made no sense.
You guys have not read the book. You guys don't know what the fuck
I'm
you're
not reading your
talking
book, bro. You can't even define what high value man is. Why would I read a book from a guy who can't have a clear definition?
You read the
No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm fucking for the last half hour. I've been trying to explain to you this shit to you. You guys have no business being in this fucking sphere to begin with. First of all.
Okay.
Second of all,
keep it forever until you're 65.
second of all, and the reason why is because you devolve into you want to know why, like when we talk, nobody debates anymore. You know why? Because it devolves into this middle school bullshit that both of you are. But you guys are perfect. Yes, you guys should marry each other.
You can't call this childish when I would just ask you a question and then you said douche nozzle. Now you're going to go play the maturity card?
Yeah. Now I'm going to play the maturity card.
That was a middle school argument. All right. I mean, this is not going anywhere.
This was a great debate. Debation.
Well, I mean, it's very obvious that everyone here has different takes, which is great. I think that's good.
I'm not sure what his take is still. But
That's cool. It's different than ours. We know that.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Is there anything else, Chris? Or
Let's see. Nope, we're good.
all right. Bro, do you
Smash
have
that like
anything
button.
that you want to?
Damn. Yeah, they crushed the hell out of that boy. Crushed him. Destroyed him, man. They roasted him at the end. Had him looking real stupid. He was quiet the whole rest of the. Yeah, it was bad. He couldn't even define what a high value man is, but you sitting up trying to, talk all these red pill politics with everybody. Like Van Lee said, I guess that's pretty much the nail in the coffin for old Rollo, man. Shout out to my Metro PCS Obama phone internet, man. I got out here, had me down bad twice, man. But I appreciate all y'all that stayed down and watched anyway. Everybody that was in here before, if you ended up leaving off the Obama phone internet, I still appreciate you for being in here in the first place, man. I mean, we saw it right there. Rollo's dumb. He put out a stupid tweet. They called him on it. I still don't like Sneako and Destiny, but they did it on this one. They did it on this one. Goddamn, Destiny still. I don't know how to feel about old Destiny. And then Sneako's pretty much anti-black, so I can't really rock with that guy, man. And you don't know where he'll be next month anyway. So we just don't know. Myron and Fresh, we already know how we all feel about Myron and Fresh. They're dweebs. And they just kind of, they drift in the wind as well. But yeah, Rollo, Godfather of Red Pill, he is no more, it seems. I don't know who they'll give that title to in the future, but it's just definitely not him. But I'm about to go and lay it down because I got to get up early. I hope all y'all have a great night and great day, great start to your day tomorrow. Maybe me and Blacklight will hit a Reacts podcast situation tomorrow, man. I'm going to coordinate with him and see what's good. And then, we'll let y'all know. But once again, thank y'all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.